Hey guys, you're watching Showbiz Insider. Time now to take a look at the new graffiti artists in town at Street Night Art. Now they created the biggest open-air gallery in Dubai with over 50 artists coming together to bring their take on creative expression to the street and to the public. Plus, we got an insight as to what it is to be a proper underground artist. A little on the wrong side of the law. Take a look. With community spirit the driving force behind the exhibition, the artists and volunteers brought a range of ideas and creative expression to the beautification project. Over 3,000 people walked the BoulevArt, taking in live painting, graffiti art, and a series of multidisciplinary performances. So it's been such a massive event tonight. Tell me about the vision. What was the concept, the idea behind it?
Well, we wanted to give the people, the community, a place to come together and to really come to try to be as creative as they could outside of the studio, outside of the gallery. And we thought the streets was the best place to do it. As you can see, we really see creativity flow in the streets of Dubai. Literally, we're all sitting on the street. Earlier today, we had delivery trucks that were trying to get around us, and now we have artists creating. So we're really happy about that.
Pioneering the graffiti scene in Dubai, Brit aerosol artists Saya One and Steffi Bow met whilst out painting in a car park behind Dubai Festival City. Together they've spent the last 2 years putting the writing on the wall. Here's their story of love and graffiti. Tell me the story about meeting your graffiti art husband, because I know there's a great story there.
Well, there used to be a wall of fame here. There used to be a public graffiti wall for people to paint. It was a legal spot, and so I was down there painting, and he was at the other end of the wall. It was at Festival City, Dubai Festival City. And he was at one end, I was at the other end of the wall, and it was literally a love at first sight.
Tell me about your creative process. Where do you get your ideas from? I mean, I know your wife is in the same business, the same creative business. So how does it work?
I don't know really, I just kind of sit there and draw and whatever comes out. Sometimes I have an idea of what I want to do, but 9 times out of 10 it's just I'm doing a doodle and there it is. There's not really that much of a thought process going into it.
I think you're being very humble. I know you've got a lot of huge endorsements right now. Who are you working with?
Yeah, Adidas. One.
Only Adidas.
Adidas, yeah, Adidas the one. Yeah, a lot of people like what we do, which is cool. I mean, I'm into it. I know a lot of people don't really. A lot of people say that if you're a graffiti writer and then you start doing mainstream stuff, then you ain't really a writer. But there's not really a writing scene here, where going out bombing trains and what have you. So it is what it is.
And what do you think about the graffiti scene in Dubai? I mean, obviously it's young, but it's really growing. I mean, there's so much going on here right now.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, it is young and it's small, but I think it's more through naivety that people don't understand what it's about. They just look at graffiti writers and just think that, oh, you're just a vandal and you're just gonna ruin the place. But it's not. It's a lot of time and effort goes into graffiti.
Into being a vandal.
Exactly. But yeah, you can't just wake up and go, I'm going to be a writer, and just off you go. There's a lot of processes you need to go through to become.
What do you need? What do you need to be a graffiti artist?
Commitment. Well, that's all it is. Commitment is just all you need to do. You can't be in it for a week. If you're going to be into it, you need to be in it for life.
Just One, aka Justin McMahon's work, expresses the troubles in international conflict zones. Using intricate stencil graffiti, he also gave us a proper insight into old school graffiti tactics and what it is to be an underground artist. Okay, so Justin, your slogan is right for your fight. Do you want to tell me about that?
What can I say about that? It's basically my work is about rioting, protesting, the way people express their anger in the streets. Writing being the basis of how you can express your ideas.
And where are you, taking these ideas from? Is it from Europe? Is it from the Middle East?
There's no particular location. It's just I've seen that riots are happening in Ukraine at the moment. Basically all over the place. People are taking back their rights, I guess, going in the street and trying to express what their needs are.
And how do you think that street art and that kind of conflict, where is the tie-up between those? What did you want to say?
Well, I come from the graffiti scene, so that was a long time ago. I used to do illegal graffiti like tagging and go over the walls and
Am I talking to a criminal?
possibly. So street art, you have the street, obviously, we understand what it means, and art. So how can you actually manage to put your art in the streets or relate to that? What does the street mean to people? Having art shown to everybody. And obviously I'm a little older now, so...
A little older, a little wiser, a little more legal. Anyway, I'm quite interested in that. Let's go back to that. Tell me about the graffiti scene. So, I mean, you know, I've seen Banksy, movies about Banksy and stuff, and it really is like that. You go around in the night painting on buildings.
Absolutely. Basically, you don't want to be caught. You want to be in the right spots where a maximum people see you, where you want to make sure that you attract a lot of attention. And basically, it's quite attractive because you can get, even if it's underground and undercover, you can get very popular very fast, which is much more difficult if you want to enter galleries or go through like legal ways.
A standout art installation was a collaboration between professional artists and START, that's a charity for underprivileged children. They worked together to paint a mural project on a bus. Freedom and creative expression through art, serving to enhance self-esteem, a sense of achievement and belonging for the children. Okay, so Nikki, tell us about the START Foundation and your involvement with Street Art Dubai.
START is a non-profit organisation that was founded by Art Dubai and the Al Madad Foundation, and we use art as a medium to educate, heal and to enrich the lives of orphans, refugees and special needs children across the Middle East and India. Today we're here to paint a bus, to get the community involved, to get them a little bit more aware about what we're doing and how they can help their local community and give back.
And specifically, how do you find that art really helps these, the children to grow, like creatively? What does it do for them?
A lot of children we work with, especially in the UAE, have special needs and they can't necessarily verbalise the same way as you and I do. And so art is an outlet for them to be creative, to tell us a story, to tell us their story. And we think it's a very powerful medium. And we've found in all the years that we've been doing this, that children really grow and develop and their confidence changes, them as people change.
And right, so the children have actually painted this entire bus.
Absolutely. We had about 55 children down here earlier, all with paintbrushes, spray paint, getting involved, being taught by different artists to kind of different techniques and skills. And so the entire bus has been painted by children and artists as well.
SNA's relaxed atmosphere is a fertile ground for exchanges and encounters, allowing the public to familiarise with art. The artists benefit from direct feedback from the public, and they have access to a whole new clientele, while festivals also have a unique opportunity to meet professional artists.
My creative process is something really I can't really define. At the end of the painting, I'll realize it's me. So like this one, it's about the two types of people in Dubai, the ones living in the corporate world and the ones that are cultural. And in the middle, it's me, it's us.
And how do you think that art can express that? Because, that's a strong viewpoint.
I think art can express a lot of things, It can express beauty, ugliness, fear, anger, and this is just my expression of how I feel about people that live here in Dubai.
Getting the art crowd rocking was 6 DJs, including James De La Vera, aka Break DJ Libido, 6 a funk band, and a troupe of breakdancers bringing some b-boy attitude to the street. Plus, the open mic set drew a young crowd supported by the global youth empowerment movement.
So it's a youth-powered organization, and all we do is inspire and motivate young people to turn their ideas into reality through social entrepreneurship.
So what are your core programs, the core features?
So the core program is called XYZ, and it's about how do you get inspired, how do you know who you are, and connect your passion, and ultimately incubation. So actually we help them set up their businesses and figure out who they are and turn it into social enterprises.
So tonight is like an open mic night, so do you work a lot with musicians, or is it anybody?
We work with tons of musicians. We have these open mic nights every month, and about 150 to 200 people per event come actually. Besides that, this is just actually our side gig. The core is the XYZ, which we've been doing for the past 3 years, and we've worked with over 2,000 young people.
The aptly titled Physical Graffiti were just one of the fresh new acts ready to break into the mainstream through the youth empowerment movement.
Hi, we're Physical Graffiti, and we're a Dubai-based contemporary folk band, and we've been together for about 11 months now.
Okay, now tell me a little bit about your sound, how would you describe it?
Well, we play contemporary folk, sometimes we play blues covers, and we prefer playing our originals. He writes them and he composes the music, and then we get together, we jam them out, and we see what sounds better, and then we play.
Okay, so tell me a little about your songwriting process. What do you sing about?
Well, most of our songs are actually stories, and they're stories from third-person perspective. So they're not always stories or incidents that have happened to us. They could be incidents that have happened to other people, but we like talking about it through our music. But we keep our music simple, nothing too complicated, because we don't want anything to get between the story and the listener.
After the event, the artworks will be auctioned to raise money to create art workshops for labourers and public art spaces for the neighbourhood. An extra cool beautification project bringing the community together through art and music. So those were all the big stories in film, fashion, art and music. And that brings us to the end of this edition of the Showbiz Insider. Hope you loved the show, guys, and of course catching up with all of the biggest events in the Emirates. Make sure you join us same time next month for more Hollywood gossip and local legends. See you then.